back with results to finish up the BCS season, and we were waiting on a bunch of results coming through, and the ban list is coming up on Monday. So most of these results, or if any of these results might be valid or not, we don't actually know until next week. But let's go through it anyways. These are the guys who made it to Worlds. So starting off with BCS Puerto Rico, 2 Night Rose, 2 Lever Dress, and 2 Eva. I think Eva is one of the decks that is kind of coming back into the metagame, and especially in Balsagra meta, it's pretty good. And we saw what Balsagra did in JP, and I think Jovan came third. So, you know, Eva, a very, very good deck, and it's probably one of the best decks at the moment with the set 6 support. And then 1 Bat, 1 Leonorn, and then the top 8. First was taken by Bat, second by Night Rose, third by Lever Dress, and fourth just missing out, Night Rose. So I think in the JP meta, now that the ban list has been announced, Balsagra obviously jumps down quite drastically. It's not a tier 0 deck anymore. And I think if the meta is slower, then it gives Night Rose more opportunity to kind of play. And, you know, this translating into, I guess, the environment for JP, we'll probably see a lot more Night Roses coming up. Obviously, you know, set 8 is coming out too. Youthberg, Blankmeyer, Magnolia Patriarch, you know, that set might be meta defining, but who knows, you know. Night Rose has already gotten its solid engine anyways. Then jumping to Premium. I think Premium in a very weird spot. I think a lot of these results may or may not matter on Monday, given, you know, Crest is like pretty much the biggest hot topic at the moment. And, you know, the conversion of Mega Colony with Meteoric is just ridiculous. So, you know, who knows? But anyways, half the top 8 were Mega Colony with 1 Grand Blue, Nubatama, Chronojet, and Minerva. And then the top 4, Jonathan Owens come in first place with Mythiarch Ghidorah. Second was Night Rose with Crest. And then Gershon coming third with Mythiarch Ghidorah. And then Mike Mapol, I think this person already qualified for Worlds in a previous regional with Shunui. So Mythiarch is just super solid engine with Ghidorah, and Ghidorah being an insanely strong stride and insanely strong floodgate. Like, I think the deck is converting extremely well even after Ghidorah getting hit to 2. So, you know, who knows? Maybe some of these results don't even matter on Monday, and we'll see a complete overhaul of the format, right? Then the BCS in Netherlands. So a lot of Eva, 3 Evas, 2 Bats, not a lot of the other stuff, like only 1 Lever Dress, 1 Rezel, which is pretty weird. And then going to top 8, actually all of the Evas converted, which is crazy. The 1 Rezel, the 1 Bat, and the 1 Lever Dress made it 2, and Gandiva Mask made it there. That's crazy. And then the top 4, first was taken by Rezel, second by Bat, and then third and fourth both taken by Eva. So yeah, you know, this translates well. Maybe not the Rezel, because Rezel Sugaon did get hit in JP, but Eva, you know, one of the decks that just keeps coming back. Then jumping to Premium, again, a lot of the pie chart is Mega Colony. 2 Narakamis there too. I think it's a really good meta call, especially if the room is playing Mega Colony. 1 Dark Regulars, 1 Crest Rose, and 1 Chronojet. Then the top 4, man, this Maxim Solemn guy just keeps winning. That's his 2nd win this season in solos format. Like, this guy's on a tear, man. And then Jay coming 2nd with Mythiarch Ghidorah as well. And then 3rd was a Castile, and 4th is Erads. So again, you know, a lot of these results are, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Depending on what happens on Monday, we might not even see any of these decks. Oh, maybe we'll see Eradicator. Eradicator hasn't really been doing anything. And probably Castile as well. DI hasn't done too much of an impact. So yeah, just maybe these 2. But yeah. We do have the results for Pasadena. I think this was the set of results that we were waiting on. And first place was a Prison. That is crazy. Like, Prison in a Lever Dress Bat Rezel meta is wild. But if you think about it, right, Prison takes out resources that are really valuable to Rezel and really valuable to Lever Dress. And especially both of those decks have I guess, rear guards that they rely on. And if you play a really cheesy game and you just sit at 3, swing with crit on the Vanguard, and then you check one crit, you put it to the side, you deal from 3 to 6. It makes it really hard for a lot of these decks to capitalize. And, you know, Prison just scales really well, especially if you're a really good Prison player. And, you know, if you hit Elder Breath a lot during the day, that also works in your favor too. Then second place was Leverdress, nothing crazy here, pretty normal deck. Third was also Leverdress, and fourth was Berry with Night Rose. So Night Rose, I think this is a very solid deck and probably really good scaling into the future as well. Then we do have Premium, and as you can see the meta share, a lot of the players did play Grand Blue, Pale Moon, Katrina, Shiranui, and Ghidorah. Those are like the big 5 decks of the format at the moment. First place was taken by Mythiarch Ghidorah, same list as pretty much every other Mythiarch Ghidorah on the planet. Second was Harry, very cool to see. But again, you know, we've seen this list before. Nothing, you know, too out of the ordinary. Maybe like the 4 Rising Dragon, that's a pretty cool inclusion. Rising Dragon allows you to filter your hand so that your hand becomes better. So like, you know, you can trade a lot of your one-offs, put it into Soul, draw 1. It really helps with the early game as well. You place it down, you Soul in a card, you draw 1, hoping to get like, you know, your grade 3s. And especially if you're going first, you obviously want the Harry grade 3 once you capitalize on the crest, right? And like, you know, Cat and Knight Boots, if it's in your hand, it's not really good either. So Rising Dragon, just being able to put stuff into Soul is really good. Then third was Erads, very honest Erads deck, and I think it's pretty good. It would be really good if the format slows down, so, you know, might be a meta contender once, you know, Crest and, you know, the rest get, you know, absolutely axed. But hopefully, hey, you know, Bushiroad sometimes just say no ban list, but, you know, there's a lot of indications on Twitter at the moment, or X, that are indicating that it's going to be colossal, so, you know, Erads might see a huge comeback, and then fourth place, Mythiarch Ghidorah as well. This one playing the Mythi Chad and the Mantis. Then jumping to JP, so we had WGP Season 1 Nagoya, 19 Buff Sagra, and the next highest deck was 4 Leverdress. Like, this opted for a ban. I think Buff Sagra is just ridiculous. It is, like, uncontested. This is, like, just as bad as Steam Maidens when it, like, came out in V, and pretty much the whole meta chart was just, like, Steam Maiden. So, yeah, if this doesn't tell you, 7 Buff Saga and 1 lone Leverdress in top 8, and then the top 3 were all Buff Saga, and then the 4th place was Leverdress. Leverdress didn't even contend. Like, I think, you know, Leverdress into Buff Saga is just absolutely abysmal. Buff Saga is just really strong. Unbanned Buff Saga anyways. So, you know, who knows? This might be what the meta will be for Worlds, and to be honest, it would be pretty cool if they implemented the JP ban list before Worlds, because then we'll see, you know, a whole mix-up of things, because you don't have Rezel anymore. Leverdress is still a pretty good deck, I gotta say. Buff Saga gets hit pretty heavily, but I still think Buff Saga is an alright deck. It makes way for Eva, Night Rose to come through, so yeah, we'll see on Monday. Then Road to Daivangasai in Indonesia. So here, this did have Buff Saga, but 6 Leverdress, 4 Odium, 3 Bav, and then a bunch of other things. And this was teams. So the top 4 teams, first place team was Odium, Leverdress, and Buff Saga. Second was Artasaria, one of the probably down low kind of decks, but I think the deck is ridiculous. Night Rose, and this is the Dark States Korokoro collab, right? I don't know what the name is. Deku? Is it? No, Deku is the long guy. Black is the Brandgate guy. I don't know the name of this guy, but I think he's Dark States, because the Dark States one has like the weird Sharingan looking thing, right? Third place was Odium, Buff Saga, Leverdress, and then fourth, Odium, Leverdress, and Rezel. So pretty much those are all the results over the past couple weeks, and pretty much this is nearing the end of BCS, which it pretty much is, and pretty much the next set of tournament results for the English side is Worlds. So Worlds is coming up just over a month, and super excited to see what's going on. I'll be there, and you know, there will be a lot of WGP results coming up soon as well. I know that There's like a few 3v3 tournaments that get teams to Daivangasai. I think there's Niigata as well. So there's a lot of results coming up, and hopefully, you know, we'll get some results coming in for set 8 as well. So if you guys like this video, pop a like, comment down below what you guys think of all the results. Really skip through a lot of them because, you know, a lot of the premium side might not even matter on Monday. So yeah, all results, all decks and stuff is on Fuzzy's website, vg-paradox.com. Feel free to visit him, give him a like on X as well. If you guys haven't already, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.